You have been reading the wrong thing this entire time. Not because you're bad at this. Because you were handed a map and the most important landmarks were missing. Every time you tried to figure out if someone liked you, you watched their face. Their smile. Their eyes. Whether they laughed at what you said. Here is what nobody told you. The face is the most controlled surface on the human body. People know it's being watched, so they manage it. The signals that can't lie. They were never on their face. So where were they? Behavioral scientists have spent decades mapping the involuntary signals human beings leak when they're attracted to someone. Signals the conscious brain never approves, never edits, never even notices it's sending. They call it signal leakage. And once you know where to look, you cannot unsee it. But here's what the research actually says to watch, and it starts somewhere you have never once thought to look. The most honest part of the human body is the part you have never watched. Their feet. Body language researchers, including former FBI behavioral analyst Joe Navarro, identified the feet as the single most reliable signal of genuine interest, precisely because nobody thinks to control them. The face performs. The feet confess. When someone is attracted to you, their feet will orient toward you. In a group conversation, across a crowded room, even while they are technically talking to someone else. Their feet find you before their mouth does. You have been studying the performance. The confession was on the floor the whole time. But the feet are only the beginning. Because there is one signal on the face and only one that the brain cannot suppress. It lasts less than a fifth of a second. And it tells you everything. Psychologists call it the eyebrow flash. When someone sees a person they are genuinely attracted to, not just anyone, specifically someone they want, their eyebrows raise involuntarily the instant their eyes land on that person. It happens in under 200 milliseconds. Faster than conscious thought. Faster than they can stop it. Researcher Irenaeus Ibelibasfelt documented the eyebrow flash across dozens of unrelated cultures globally and found it functioned identically in every one of them. It is not learned behavior, it is not cultural. It is biological signal leakage. The one moment the face stops performing and starts confessing. Next time you walk into a room, watch their face in the first half second. Not after they've composed themselves. Right when their eyes find you. When someone is attracted to you, their nervous system begins to literally move like yours. Psychologists call this behavioral synchrony. They pick up their drink when you pick up yours. They shift their posture when you shift yours. Their speech rhythm quietly calibrates to match yours. This is not conscious mimicry. It is the brain's involuntary method of signaling emotional closeness, documented extensively in social neuroscience research on bonding behavior. You cannot fake synchrony at scale. Over the course of a conversation, it either emerges or it doesn't. And then there is the signal most people dismiss as politeness, but behavioral science says is something else entirely. The human brain is ruthlessly selective about what it retains. It discards the vast majority of what it hears. But attraction functions as a memory upgrade. Everything the person you want says gets quietly filed as important. If someone remembers the small things, your coffee order, something you mentioned once about a trip, something from a passing conversation weeks ago, that is not attentiveness. That is attraction rewriting their memory priorities. The same mechanism drives incidental physical contact. Psychologists studying haptic communication found that people who are attracted to someone dramatically increase their rate of casual touch, a hand near a shoulder, an arm that finds yours when making a point. The body craves proximity to what it wants. It engineers reasons to close the distance. Here is what all of this adds up to. You were never bad at reading people. You were given a map that marked the wrong coordinates. Society taught you to watch faces, the most managed, most rehearsed, most consciously controlled surface a person has. And you followed that instruction faithfully, and you still got it wrong sometimes, and you blamed yourself for it. The signals were always there. leaking through feet and micro-expressions and mirrored movements and upgraded memories and engineered proximity. Constant. Involuntary. Honest. Nobody lied to you about attraction. They just handed you a map with the most important landmarks missing. Which means the question was never whether someone was sending signals. It was whether you knew the language they were written in. Their body confessed every time. You just weren't given the vocabulary to hear it, until now. Subscribe, we decode what they don't say out loud.